In this video, we're going to discuss finding the areas between curves, but we're going to talk about using y values. All right, so we previously discussed how to find an area of a shaded region like this. All right, we find more area than we need by finding the area underneath the purple function. That'll give us this whole area. But that's way more than we need, so what we do is we find the area under the green function, and that gives us this area. And if you take the big blue area, subtract away the green area, you're just left over with what you actually want. So by subtracting the top area minus the bottom area, you get the exact area that you want. But how would you find an area like this? All right, if there's the same functions on the top and bottom on the left, on the right, the red's on the top, by kind of pretty much to the left of this green line here. It doesn't really make sense to do top minus bottom because the functions are the same on the top and bottom. All right, so what can we do instead? What we can do is we can turn our head 90 degrees to the right, and instead of finding it in doing our lines in this direction when we're finding area, we can do our lines towards the y-axis. This way. All right, so what I'm going to end up doing is find the area of the right function. Right, that'll give me kind of a big area. I'm going to subtract off the bottom of the left function. That'll get rid of the stuff I don't want, and I'll get left with what I do want. So it's the exact same thing as we were doing the x, except for x is top and bottom, and the y is going to be right and left. All right, so just the way it would be written, only difference is that you're using y's instead of x's. So f of y is the function on the right, g of y is the function on the left. All right, so find the area of the region bounded by the curve x equals y squared, blah, blah, blah. All right, so x equals y squared is x equals, y equals x squared is a parabola, so it just changes it to be x in the x direction instead of the y direction. All right, so that's x equals y squared. X equals y plus 6, that is y equals x minus 6, so that's a line. And it's telling me from y equals 0 to y equals 3. So y equals 0 is here, y equals 3 is there, so we're finding an area like that. All right, so what is this equation going to be? The equation is the area is from 0 to 3, because that's what it's telling me. My right function was this line. That's y plus 6. I subtract the left function, that's the curve, y squared. All right, and because this is all y's, I'm doing dy instead of dx. I'm doing it in the y direction, which means I'm kind of adding up in this direction instead of my vertical direction like I have been. But everything else from here, now that you've set up the integral, is the same. So it's going to be, y turns into y squared over 2, 6 turns into 6y, y squared turns into y cubed over 3, evaluated from 0 to 3. All right, I'm going to put in 3 first. Subtract when I put in 0. All right, that's all just going to be 0. And just to save time for the video, all right, you can simplify this using fractions and things. Let's not spend a minute just simplifying fractions. All right, but simplify that and you get your final answer. So if you were to replace this with x's, it looks exactly the same as everything else we're doing. The only difference is now we use this right-hand function, and we're subtracting off the kind of function on the left, and we're doing it in the y direction. So all of our areas, we're thinking about going this direction to find our areas. I find the area between the curves of y equals the square root of x plus 3 and the curve y equals the square of 3 minus x. All right, so we graph these. All right, these are in their original y equals form. So y equals the square root of x plus 3 is a graph that looks like that. Y equals the square root of 3 minus x is a graph that looks like that. And we could do this in the x direction. We could start off by just finding the area underneath this red curve. Then we could add the area underneath this blue curve, and we put those together, we get the area that we want. Right? But we could actually do this all at once by just thinking about going right to left. We go from blue down to this red function, and we can find this area all at once, and it's going to be like this. Right? The area is from, we'll have to talk about that in a second. All right, the right function is the blue one. The left function is the red one. And I already made a mistake. All right, so let's erase this because the things that I just wrote are y equals, but if I'm going to do it left to right, I need x equals. So how do I solve these for x? So y equals square root of x plus 3. I can square both sides. I need y squared equals x plus 3. So the x is y squared minus 3. I can do the same thing for the other one. Y equals the square root of 3 minus x. Squaring both sides. Y squared is 3 minus x. X is 3 minus y squared. All right, so now my right function with the blue one, which is the second one I did, so that's 3 minus y squared. Subtract the right function, which is that red one, which is y squared minus 3. All right, dy. But I can't do it from -3 to 3 because those are the x values. I need to figure out it goes from the y value there to the y value there. The starting y value is definitely 0. The top value is when these things are equal to each other. So what y value are these two things equal to each other? 2y squared equals 6. Y squared equals 3 is the square root of 3. So this would be the problem you would have to work out from here. All right, because there's that square root of 3 and stuff, it's not really worth working out by hand. But this is the basic idea of solving an area in the y direction instead of the x direction. So I have to change my functions to be x equals, because that's kind of changing our perspective to x equals instead of y equals. Then I do the right function minus the left function. And I got to make sure my starting bounds are the y values that start at the bottom and go to the top. So there's a lot of changing things around, but in this instance, we can write our answer as a single integral rather than two separate integrals. All right, so here's one for you to try on your own. All right, what is the area of the region in the first quadrant? You can read the question. All right, go ahead and try that question, and I'll show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. All right, here's the integral you should come up with. All right, so this one, they're actually really nice. They tell you that the area you're trying to find is from y equals 2 to y equals 4. So those are the bounds of my integral. I guess it tells me the lowest point and the highest point. They tell me actually what's on the right. All right, so my right function, actually I kind of messed up. My right function should go first because it's right minus left. Oh no, I had it right. On the right by that function. All right, so this was right. 3 minus 4. All right, they tell me my right function that goes first. I subtract the left function. The left function is y squared over 2. All right, so this one they kind of almost tell you everything you need to set up your expression, and then you just solve your integral from there. All right, so here's some important things. All right, if finding the area in the x direction doesn't work, try changing your perspective. You kind of just tilt your head 90 degrees to the right and see if you can do it in this direction instead of that direction for your areas. You need to solve the equation and bounds in terms of y. So they need to be x equals for the equations, and the bounds of your integral need to be the starting y value, so that's like your low y value, and your ending y value, which is your high y value. All right, so you gotta basically change your everything to be in terms of y instead of x.